How's it going, everybody? I'm going to be showing you my Cyber Dragon deck tech in this video. The new Clockwork Knight card finally came out. I was kind of surprised because I wasn't actually expecting it, but I'm very happy that it did. This deck's pretty much a purebred Cyber Dragon build. The previous deck I was running had some Shadow stuff as well as the branded engine. However, with the new Clockwork card, I really want to just focus specifically on Cyber Dragon and see what it could do. I haven't really been playing it all recently, just had a lot of other things I've been wanting to do. However, with this new card, I'm going to try and get some more games in. So let's jump right into the deck. I'm still keeping the 2 Cyber Dragons. I think 3 is a little overkill with this, but I think 2 is pretty good because if we do have Clockwork on the field and our opponent has a monster, we can summon this and not give our opponent really a chance to respond, and then we can make Fortress. So there's some good interaction I think that might come up with this, so I think 2 Cyber Dragons is plenty. Not going to really harp on this too much. We got 3 Cyber Dragon core, pretty obvious. I'm running 2 Hers. I think 3 is a little too much too. When it comes up it's good, but I really don't want to see it in my hand that often. I am running 2 Naxter, just because the more I've played this game, the more I realize that having an extra Naxter actually is really good, especially when you get to a little more grinder games. For last Cyber Dragon, we are running 1 Veer. I think Veer works pretty awesome when you have like the Clockwork Knight card actually on the field. I was kind of thinking of some ways, what if our opponent, locks out our extra deck because there were cards like that. If that happens and we have Clockwork and this card on the field, we're giving all of our Cyber Dragons like a 1500 attack and defense like swing. I don't know, I thought it was pretty cool, so I'm going to be testing this out. There also is the other benefit that Veer can chain block and stuff like that, so I'm going to add one of those. I'm still running 1 Pankratops. I just like it too much. Since again, this is a going second deck, the ability to special summon this, attack over something, and then pop this card to pop some card on the field is just super good. This card might be worth cutting because there's just so many good cards to run, but for now, Pankratops is staying. Still running the Elton, and I guess this is a Cyber Dragon monster, sort of, not really. Searchable AoE board wipe, I think it's pretty spicy. I like it a lot. I'm still running a Chimera. I just love the Power Bond build and the OTK potential. It's just a lot of fun. Definitely running that. New addition, we are running 2 Ash Blossoms. I finally bought some. I caved in, they were like $5, so I decided to pick them up. Gonna be testing out Ash. Don't really play a lot of hand traps, so we'll see how that actually goes. And this pretty much wraps up the monsters. With the Clockwork Knight card, we obviously want to play as many Cyber Dragons as possible. But at the same time, I think running that extra Hers or even like a Dry, I just don't think it's the best option. But obviously we'll see, and let me know down below what you think. So anyway, moving on, let's go to the spell and traps. For the spell cards, we got the Clockwork Knight card, beautiful. It's only $5 too. I thought it was going to be a lot more expensive, but definitely running 3 of those. One thing actually you probably are noticing is I don't have the Therion cards. If I had them, I'd probably run 2 Therion and 1 Colosseum, but I don't have them. And I didn't really feel like spending the money, so I'm going to be testing this out first. I did test a little online with the Therion cards, but I didn't feel like spending like $50 on the cards, so we'll see what happens. But the Clockwork Knight card can search out the Therion monster, so there was some synergy there. Still keeping the same, 3 Emergency and 1 Repair Plant. I think it's just a good combination. I do have 1 Cyber Dark Realm. I think I was debating a while ago having 2. However, I think 1 does the job. If anything, maybe adding 2 Chimera makes more sense, but for now, just 1 Chimera, 1 Realm. There's just already not enough space with all the cards that I want to add. I decided to bring back the Cyber Rev system. I think this works just pretty well with the Clockwork Knight because we're going to have cards in our graveyard, or specifically Cyber Dragons, and this is just another way to get another Cyber Dragon onto the field to then potentially wipe away our opponent's monsters with the Fortress. So I think it has some synergy there. Keeping the 2 Power Bond, because 1's not enough, gotta have 2. Adding a Super Poly, and you might be wondering why are you adding this? Well, if we have Clockwork Knight in the field and a Cyber Dragon monster, we can actually wipe away our opponent's board with Super Poly by summoning Eternity Dragon, since it requires 2 additional machine monsters. I'm only running 1 because I kind of want to test it out, see what happens, but I think it'd be kind of fun, spicy, and kind of just another board breaker card. A little bit more situational in a sense, in the fact that we need the Clockwork Knight. But gonna test it out, see what happens, have some fun. Running the 2 Triple Tactics, this card's just great. There's only been a few instances where I really didn't like having Triple Tactics in my hand because the opponent just wasn't playing those cards, but I think it's really good. Running Triple Raigeki because I love this card. Pretty old school and it gets the job done. Then just some other staples like Call by the Grave. We got the Harpies. Got 1 Pot of Prosperity because I only have 1. If I had 2 of these, I would run 2. I think 3 is a little bit too much, but 1 to 2 is fine. And then the Change of Heart is my favorite magic card. Beautiful. So that's it for the spells. Let's go to the traps. For the traps, we're running the 3 Rivalry of Warlords. This works again very well with the Clockwork Knight. If we have that card and this on the field, we actually lock our opponents into only summoning 1 monster per turn unless they summon additional machine types, because Clockwork will make all the monsters on the field machine types. However, when your opponent goes to summon a monster, it isn't actually that monster until it's on the field. So if we have Rivalry of Warlords up, they can't actually summon that monster unless, again, it's a machine. I'm probably not explaining that as well as I could, but having these 2 cards on the field puts them in a lock where they can't actually summon additional monsters. Running 2 Infinite Impermanents because it's got Cyber Dragon Infinity on it, and it's just kind of a good hand trap again. And then 1 Cybernetic Overflow because you kind of gotta have it. Moving on to the extra deck, we're actually running 3 Chimera Tech Fortress Dragons. I ordered another one of the ultra rare Fortress Dragons. It's coming in the mail, so right now we only have 2, but this will be 3. I think I've seen some people run 2, which I think is probably more acceptable than 3, but I want to run 3 and see what happens. Still keeping the 2 Mega Fleet. I think the extra monster zone is getting played less and less, so it's probably understandable if we remove one of these. But I like having the 2 copies, so keep that for now. Running the 2 Rampage because 1's not enough. This card is insane. Definitely our go-to play. Here's Eternity Dragon. I like running 1 of these too. If we do end up going into Super Poly, again, we only need 1 Cyber Dragon monster, and then we can get 2 machine type monsters, so we can't actually target our opponents. I don't know, I think it'd be pretty fun. Let's see what happens. Running the Cyber Twin, because I love this card. Not running Cyber End, sadly, but if I could, I would. Now for a spicy pick, we're running Dingirsu. This requires 2 level 8 monsters. I'll actually read part of this card because a lot of you might not know what this actually does. Because it's not actually Cyber Dragon, but it's also machine, but it's a dark type. If a card we control be destroyed by battle or card effect, we can detach 1 material from this card. Instead, if this card is special summon, we can activate one of the following effects. We can send 1 card your opponent controls to the graveyard, or we could attach 1 of your banished machine monsters to this card. So it has the power to protect some of our monsters as well as remove some stuff from the board. And the main way we're going to be getting this is with 2 Chimera Tech Fortress Dragons. And something neat too, this isn't like a combo video or anything, but something you should probably know. If we have 2 Cyber Dragons on the field, and our opponent has, let's say, 2 machine types because we have Clockwork Knight, we can still summon 2 Chimera Tech Fortresses, and then we can link it off with Dingirsu. So we don't actually have to board wipe the whole board and just play 1 Fortress Dragon, so just kind of like being smart with your plays and stuff. But yeah, 1 of those. We are running 1 Zeus. I haven't actually played with this card enough, so I think it's time. So we're going to try him out for size. And then we're running 1 Nova and 1 Infinity. If I had the space, I'd probably run an extra Infinity, so I could probably take it, let's say, a Mega Fleet, or yeah, I guess there's not like that much extra room. Probably just a Mega Fleet. Then we obviously got the Seeger and then the Almirage. I mean, the Almirage is good, but I just, like, I know why it's needed, but I just hate having a spot for it. I'd rather have like another Cyber Dragon monster. And again, there's only 14 cards here because we're getting the 3rd Fortress Dragon. Let me know your Cyber Dragon deck down below. I'll definitely be trying to play some more. I mean, I've been trying to do some stuff in the Discord server, or a Discord server with some friends, and I don't know, I just can never find the time, it seems. But I really want to try out these new cards. Again, I know I don't have King Regulus. I don't necessarily think it's needed. It's definitely a good option, but I'm going to see what happens without it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for some more, and see you later.